Hi, this is David. Shut the door. I don't want the Holy Ghost sneaking in here. Or my 9-year-old. I don't know which is worse. I wanted to, someone said my videos are getting better. I'm not losing weight and I'm not eating better, but they say my video is getting better. This guy needs to check and get a life. Anyway, with enough Valium, I've been able to put myself together here at the end of the day to do this video. I get so upset, and I don't know why I do. I don't know if it's just that it just triggers in me pissed off. It just triggers in me like somebody just stomps right on my foot, and I go, oh, that hurts. Well, this morning, I happened to be going through my 14-year-old's packet for school, and in Utah, I had to pay $105 for her to go to 7th grade. I had to pay $110 for her to go to 8th grade. And Utah is the only state I've ever been in with children that causes you, makes you pay for the kids' pens and pencils and the glue and the art paper for their art class, and God knows where else it goes, right into the pockets of the Utah people in the legislature, because they don't want to, you know, take care of their children. They have the proud distinction of paying the least amount of money in the United States per child in the state of Utah. Well, let me get to the direct point here. I happened to pick up this green piece of paper here, okay? And it says, what can I wear to junior high school? Now this is not a question for me. I'm not going to junior high. My 14-year-old is. Says, this should help you when you go shopping this summer. This is from the school. You're not going to believe me. This is from the public tax-paying school in the state of Utah. You want to elect Romney? Here is how your kids are going to be required to dress at school. You want a theocracy? Vote for Romney. Pants. Be sure to buy pants that fit your waistline. That's reasonable. Are not torn, sagging, or have holes in them. Well, now, that's unreasonable. The kids today buy pants right from Walmart, Levi's, that have little holes in them or frays in them, inappropriate places. That's not in their crotch or something like that. If it was, I'd tell the kid to go home. Hey, hole in your crotch? No, get out of here. But regular pants and fraying at the bottom, it's bullshit. They won't let the kids wear it. Shorts and skirts should be no more than 3 inches above the kneecap. Now, I'm trying not to get pissed off here, okay? I've been in the church many, many years, a half a century, so I know what the hell I'm talking about. In the 60s, and I have a tape on this, if you want to go back, 393 tapes, I don't know. In the 60s, when the girls came to dances, the priesthood men, the pedophile men, stood at the door and they measured the girl's skirt and they used a credit card. Isn't that interesting? A credit card is about 3 inches. And they would put the bottom of the credit card at the bottom of the dress and then the bottom of the other half of the credit card on their knee. Now, I don't know where the hell a knee starts. I'm feeling my knee and it looks like there's about 7 inches between the top and the bottom of my knee. But I know these elders and high priests love this job. In the priesthood meeting, they go, hey, we need someone to measure the girls' skirts, the young girls at the dance. You know, 900 high priests would raise their damn hands. This pisses me off. It just, you know, it just pisses me off. So, the school says 3 inches above the knee. Well, did the school just make that up? We'll see. You cannot wear pajama pants to school. Now, I think that's reasonable. I've seen the girls wear pajama pants, and my little one, they had a pajama day where everybody came in their pajamas and brought their teddy bear. I didn't think that was a good idea, but, you know, I don't want to be ultra-conservative, so I made sure it was modest, and she went in her pajamas. But if you're in junior high, you can't go in your pajamas. I think that's reasonable. Shirts, blouses, and dresses. Be sure to buy shirts that, 1, have a sleeve to them, even a cap sleeve. I never heard of a cap. C-A-P, sleeve. I think it's a sleeve that goes over and then has a rubber band in it and caps the shoulder so no skin can get out. Okay? I don't know where they got that. You're going to find out. You're going to find out. You have to have a sleeve to cover your blouses and your shirts. You have to cover your belly and your chest. Well, I think it's good that girls cover their chest, but these days, you know, the modern girls, they'll have a little bit of a bare belly, a skin belly, and I'm not sure that that's going to drive anybody crazy but the high priest who are sexually inhibited. But anyway, and you can't have anything that's see-through. Well, that's reasonable. If you see through a blouse or panties, hey, you know, that's going to disrupt the class a little bit. If I was there, it disrupted. Shoes must be worn at all times in school. Okay? No slippers. Belts that hang down are not allowed. Clothes with sexually explicit wording, gang-related signs, gang colors, advertising alcohol or other illegal substances are not allowed. That's reasonable. That's gang shit. Now, that's very reasonable for the school to say, no, you can't do that. Hair must be a natural color. So if you're an albino, don't you dye your hair red or blonde. Well, it's going to be blonde. You can't color your hair. Now, some of these girls, they'll color, you know, they'll put stripes of purple or yellow in them and whatever. I don't see that as a criminal offense. There's also no mohawks. Now, when I was in junior high school in about 1963, we had mohawks. They didn't cause any problems in the school. But nowadays, in the Mormon state, that's a problem. You can't have any shaved designs. So if you're a black person and they love to put designs inside their hair and, you know, hey, I think it's cool, but, you know, you can't go to school here in Utah if you do that. Ears may be pierced, but that is all. Excessive piercings are not allowed. So if you pierce your nose or your tongue, your vagina, you can't go to junior high school. Sorry, no piercing other than pierced ears, okay? Accessories. Students may not wear an excessive number of bracelets. You can't wear more than 10 bracelets. Now, my 14-year-old, she has a whole bunch of little bracelets on her wrist. I don't know what the hell they mean. I guess the kids know what they mean. It doesn't look bad. Students may not wear an excessive number of bracelets, more than 10, or bracelets with inappropriate messages. Here's one of the inappropriate messages that the school lists. I love boobies. Can you put I love vaginas? I don't know. Where do they come up with this shit? Okay, for more information, read in your planner once school starts. Now, that's not totally upsetting unless you've been a Mormon as long as I have and you've left the Mormon church and you're sick of the Mormon church trying to control you and pass on to you their standards. Their standards. Now, let me bring something up here. Here is, oh, isn't this interesting? This is produced by the Mormon Church, Brigham Young and other areas, EFY youth programs, especially for the youth, dress and appearance. Okay? Now, let's see how close this is to what the public school says. Let's see. Number 1, clean shaven. Women are not allowed to wear beards or mustaches. No, I just made that shit up. No facial hair of any kind. Sideburns must not exceed below the earlobes or onto the cheek. So if you look like Elvis, you ain't going to school there. I remember when I became a veil worker in the Los Angeles temple, I had a beard, a nice beard like a college professor. And after I got accepted, they told me, you got to get rid of the beard if you're going to work as a veil worker. So I walked down this hall to go home, and every president of the church, huge picture, $10,000, $15,000 portraits, were on the wall. Every damn one of them had a beard. Every one of them had a beard, but I couldn't wear a beard in the temple in Los Angeles. So if you're a male, you have to shave. You can't have a mustache, and you're not allowed to have a beard. Conservative hairstyle. Hair must be trimmed above the collar. Ears and eyes must be visible. No ponytails. That sucks. That sucks, no ponytails. Pigtails. Braids. Oh my gosh. The black people aren't allowed to do any braids, and the white people too. Designs, carvings, including mohawks, or completely shaved heads. Well, I ain't going to school at junior high here in this little town. I have a shaved head, and shaved heads are a no-no at this school now. If you have a shaved head, you stay home. Okay, tucking the hair behind the ears or hiding it under a hat does not meet these expectations. Clothing. Avoid being sloppy or inappropriately casual. No baggy, saggy pants. Pants must be worn at the waist. No underwear should be visible. That seems reasonable. Unacceptable tight clothing, shirts without sleeves, or other revealing attire. Shirts without sleeves is considered in the Mormon Church revealing attire. Words on clothing must not be offensive or suggestive. Appropriate footwear should be worn all the time. Okay, let's go down to the next one here. Young men dress and appearance. Casual dress clothing. The following items of clothing are considered appropriate casual dress. Blue jeans. Blue jean jackets. Now, I haven't seen a Levi jacket since I was in high school. They were bitching. I love those jackets. Cargo style pants. I'm not quite sure what those are. You young people know. Tennis shoes. Hiking or work boots. Now, who the hell is going to go to 8th grade in hiking or work boots? Flip-flops, casual t-shirts, and brightly colored clothing. Okay? They're appropriate. Well, okay. Here we go. Conservative hairstyles again. This is for women. They don't want just your vagina and your penis. They want your head, your arms, your fingers, your toes, your legs. Join the Mormon Church and know what real free agency is all about. Hairstyles should be clean and neat with no extreme styles or unnatural colors. Well, if you're a redhead, I guess you can go to school over there. But if you're a blonde and you've dyed your hair red, your ass is out. It's out of there. Here come the Mormons. Clothing. Skirts, dresses, or shorts must extend at least to the knee, and shirts and tops must cover the stomach and the back. Clothing should cover the shoulders. Clothing that is low cut in the front or back, tight, or revealing in any other manner is unacceptable. If this isn't written by the most sexually inhibited males that I have ever seen on the face of the earth, I don't know who wrote it. Okay. Leggings. Now, these, I think these used to be called, you're way too young. We called them pedal pushers in the 60s. Okay, but now they're leggings. They're kind of like leotards, I guess. Leggings are not considered appropriate for Sunday or best dress. Please also be aware that the wearing of leggings does not allow for any exceptions to, especially for the youth dress and appearance policy. In other words, if you have on leggings or completely covering your ankles all the way up to your waist, you still have to have a dress that is no more than 3 inches above the knee, wherever the knee starts. Now, what if you have a girl that has a knee that starts way up by her hip? Can she get in? I don't know. Okay. Footwear should be appropriate for the activity. Sunday attire should not appear as we are on our way to the beach or an athletic activity. Well, okay. A lot of churches allow people to come in casual, but the Mormons. Okay, here's casual dress clothing. Young women, dress and appearance, good examples. The following items of clothing are considered appropriate for casual dress. Blue jeans. I don't think, what do my girls call them? They call them, I forget. They're a real fitting jean. I can't even think of the damn word for it. I bought them all over for my kids. They're called, oh, you all know. I'm sitting here being stupid, and you all know what I'm talking about. The Idaho BYU and Idaho policy does not permit bib overalls, all styles. So if you're a damn potato farmer kid in Idaho, take those bib overalls off, because you're going to get kicked out of BYU and the church colleges there in Idaho. You can't wear flip-flops and shorts or capris. Now, capris are what we used to call the pedal pushers. That was the first thing they were called, and then they were called capris, of any length on their canvas. Denim or Levi styles, which are not overly faded or grubby looking, should be considered casual dress. Okay. Here we go. The following is especially for the youth program's interpretation of dress and appearance standards as found in For the Strength of Youth booklet and Words of the Prophet and Apostles. You know, I don't think Jesus said any of this, but the 85-year-old men who never had sex, they don't want to see these young girls' shoulders. Alright, dress and appearance, how truly, oh, okay, more than just a covering. Okay, now, I'm going to go back to me. I think, where am I? Yeah, there I am. Okay, now here's what's interesting, okay? I have a little bit of a law background, just to defend myself, and it's not a good idea. I agree with attorneys. Having yourself as a client is shit. Don't do that. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Because the judge hates it, because he has a law degree, and he doesn't want anybody being able to get through the system without paying the attorneys. Now, let me read to you the important part of my presentation. My bullshit. It's not a presentation. Okay, and of course I had it lined up. Oh, here it is right here. Okay. Now, this is from the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. Protects your right to free speech and expression. The U.S. Supreme Court, not the Utah Supreme Court, or the 9th District over there in Colorado, which has a Mormon on it that we can't get any justice there in the 9th District, has made it clear that students have constitutional rights to freedom of speech even when they're at school. That is the highest court in the land. And you can look this up. Look up Tinker, T-I-N-K-E-R, versus Des Moines, D-E-S-M-O-I-N-E-S, Independent Community School District. And that's quoted 393 U.S. Code 503-506, 1969. For example, wearing a t-shirt or an accessory expressing your support for gay people is protected by your First Amendment rights. Now, when you read these things from the school, and your child decides to go over with a t-shirt that says, I support same-sex marriage, she won't make it to the front steps. I'll guarantee you, in Utah, she won't. But this is the law of the land, right here, okay? The school can, however, prevent you from wearing anything. Now, here is the level, or what we call the standard. God, there's another word there. What is wrong with me? Half of my vocabulary is gone. All I can remember are the swear words. Someone said you swear too much. And well, I worked in construction. Screw that. It's the only way you can communicate. You're on the job with 35 other men on a high-rise construction issue, and, you know, someone kicks a barrel of bolts off the top, and your head's sticking out on the second floor. You know, if you don't hear swear words before it hits your head, you'll hear swear words after it hits your head. So that's my excuse for swearing. Plus, I have a limited vocabulary now that I'm old. The school can, however, prevent you from wearing anything that is, here is the standard, scrutiny, that's the word I was looking for. Here's the scrutiny of the courts. If it's obscene, the school can say, get that out of here. You can't wear that. So, if you put a vagina on your t-shirt as a boy and walk around the school, they're going to tell you to go home. And the court's going to agree with them. That's obscene. Threatening. You know, look at me and I'll kill you. You got that on a t-shirt, your ass is out of there. And I agree. This is reasonable stuff. This is scrutiny. Lewd. Okay? I love oral sex. See me after class. It's lewd. You know, you don't want your son or your daughter saying, you know, vulgar. I guess that has a lot to do with the F-bomb and the F-word. Also, the school can prevent you from wearing anything that will significantly disrupt classes. Now, if your daughter goes to school with no shirt and no bra, that is probably going to disrupt most of the classes. In fact, it might disrupt the entire school for the whole day. The school has a right under the laws of the United States to say, go get a bra on and go get a blouse on. So there's another measurement of scrutiny. Okay? Now, but importantly, the school's fear of disruption must be backed up by facts. You can't just have fanatical people going, oh, we're in the Mormon church and we know boys will get erections if they see the shoulders or the ankles of the girls. You better have a statistical study. You better have an interview with 1,000 boys and document it and submit it to statistical analysis. And then you can say, well, I think that's going to be disruptive to the school. That's what the court says. The burden of proof is on the school. There is no, it's not a preassumption, that's not preconceived. But anyway, the school has to prove that it's going to disrupt the school. If the school is telling you that you can't wear your t-shirt because other students might react badly. Now over here, if I sent my daughter to school on this 4 or 5 days with a t-shirt that says, I love Obama, not only will they key my car over there, but they will also tease and taunt her and throw stuff at her and whatever. Now here's what the court says, okay? If the school is telling you that you can't wear your t-shirt because other students might react badly, it's the school's duty to punish those students and not censor your free speech. Now, does it look like to you that the youth of Zion, for the strength of the youth of Zion, pamphlet from the Mormon Church is exactly the same standards? It's nearly exactly the same standards as the damn junior high. Well, I have an appointment tomorrow at 10 o'clock. You may never see me again. And that'll be good for both of us, to talk again to the principal. This is my 4th time over the junior high going, what the hell? Do you people have any common sense at all? Now, don't paint me in a corner, Mormons, and don't say, well, you know, they lie. I think anything that disrupts the classroom or keeps other kids from learning should not be there. Should not be there. I agree 100%. It's the job of the school to teach. That's what they're paid for. They're not paid to enforce a dress standard. The dress standard should be second. But here it is, first. It's first because that's what the Mormons want. Now, why do they want your shoulders covered? Gee, can you wear garments if you don't have sleeves? No! You look stupid. The bottom of the garments, if you get higher than 3 inches off the knee, the bottom of the garments are going to show. So are they making all people live their religion? You bet your ass they are. They're trying to prepare the girls and the boys for missions, for temple marriage, for wearing garments, and screw them. I'm going to be a voice. No, there's some of us that don't want to be Mormons. We're not going to submit our children to your dress standards. We'll follow the laws of the land, but you need to follow them too. Now, I went in and the secretary said, well, nobody is here in authority. And I said, well, that's not unusual in Utah. They're always at a meeting. You can't get the counselors. You can't get the principals. They all go home at 2:30 or 3 o'clock. Try getting anybody in a public school in Utah after 2 o'clock on Friday. You know, you might as well be walking to the moon. They all go home early. They don't want to work. And you have holiday after holiday. Last year, my daughter's, what was it? I think it was her math teacher. He wasn't there for 9 weeks. 9 weeks he was gone for a funeral. Gotta love the Mormons. Now, I went in and the secretary said, well, you know, there's no one here. You have to take me or one of the janitors. They hate me over there. I said, could you get me a janitor? She was so pissed. I know they're going to put another no trespass order on me. They did that once before. When I go in and exert my rights, they go, you can't come on school anymore. But anyway, I apologized to her, and I said, by the way, I said, I don't let my child take Utah history because I don't want her introduced to Joseph Smith, the pedophile. I thought she was going to fall off her chair. I thought really she was going to fall off her chair. And I said, I don't want my children ever introduced to the pedophile, Joseph Smith. He never stepped a foot in Utah. He has nothing to do with Utah history, and yet he is in the Utah history book. My kid will not be taking Utah history. They made an exception, and my kid is not taking Utah history. So, welcome to Utah. Welcome to living in Utah. And I have to say, if you don't say something, they assume you're agreeing with them. I'm not agreeing with them. I'm against many things in this dress code because it follows the exact dress code of the Mormon Church. And when I said, who made this shit up? I didn't say shit. I said, who made this up? And they said, oh, the counselors. And I said, well, gee, let me talk to a counselor. Oh, they're not here today. It's 4 days before school starts, and the counselors aren't there. So I made an appointment for tomorrow at 10. I'm taking these papers in with me and saying, you know what, you copied the Mormon Church dress code, and I don't agree with it. My daughter can wear jeans over here as long as the holes are not in inappropriate places. And if she wants to dye her hair or bleach her hair, screw you. She has a right to do that, and the Supreme Court of the United States says she does. I know you Utah Mormons think you don't have to obey any laws except your church's law. But you have the 13th Article of Faith that says you support the laws of the land, kings, priests, presidents. You say that, but you don't do it. I told you over and over again, don't listen to Mormon words. They're lies. You must look at what they do. So I've been over there 4 times concerning them mixing the Mormon Church with the public school system. And we're getting stronger and stronger, the non-members here in Utah, and things are changing a little bit. It's at a snail's pace. But I read today, my daughter, the 14th Amendment and her rights, and that no one can tell her, unless she's disrupting school, what she can say or what she can do. She can wear any damn t-shirt over there she wants, as long as it passes the scrutiny of vulgar and disrupting classes, etc. So I just want to let you know what it's like to live in Utah. And if you vote for Mitt Romney, if you don't think this shit is going to come to you, you're nut as a fruitcake. You're nuts. He was the state president. He was the one that handed out the pamphlet, The Strength of the Youth. He's the one that interviewed them if they masturbated. He's the one that sent them to girls' camp. He's the one that was in charge of the Eagle Scout program. He's the one that was in charge if they're wearing their garments. Are they paying their tithing? Are they living the law of chastity? If you want that kind of control spread, it'll be slow and it'll be sometimes invisible, but it is going to affect your life. This affects my life. I live in Utah. Mitt Romney has a house just up the hill here in Park City. Okay, he was here for the Olympics. He was in charge of the Olympics, and you know, there's many things to say about that that are not positive, but there's some positive things. So I'm telling you, if you vote for a Mormon and give them that kind of power, you better not go anywhere without a credit card measuring where your knee is. And boy, if your knee is high up on your hip, you're dog shit. You ain't going to a dance, you ain't going to a girls' camp, you ain't going nowhere. And the stores will be closed on Sunday. There will be no liquor, basically, in your state except state liquor stores. And you will not be smoking anywhere in a building, and you must be 25 feet away from the building to be able to smoke. So if you want all of the Mormon Church policies, doctrines, and procedures to apply to you, vote for Mitt Romney. Vote for the man. And, you know, I don't care who you vote for, because I'll be dead. But I'm telling you, 50 years in the church, 50 years active as an active member of the church, I've seen it. When I was a youth, the pamphlet was there. The pamphlet was released, I think, might have been 63. I think it was 63 or 69 for the strength of the youth. And man, it has just been the ensign of the youth in dressing in the church. And if you think the FLDS girls look frumpy, the other LDS girls have the same rules and the same regulations, and they better not dye their hair, they better not have any fun, they better not laugh, and if they're a cheerleader, those little panties under the cheerleader dress better come down to their knees. That's why I don't go to the events over there. Yeah, I just don't go over there. That's sickening. Thanks.